What's going on, everybody? Average Arcader here. Now, last week I started a Let's Play of Grounded, the latest game from Obsidian, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. I happen to really love survival games, and this is a pretty good survival game. I even would recommend this for people who don't normally like survival games because of how the gameplay is, how the exploring is. You don't have to be a survival enthusiast to enjoy this game. But it is early access, therefore it's not exactly finished. So it kind of has highs and lows right now. And what I want to do is kind of give my first impressions. Since it's not fully released yet, I can't review it, but I can at least break down the things that I like and the things I think need work. Number one, we're going to start with the crafting and building. That's one of my favorite things about survival games. I want to be able to survive. I want to be able to build a base somewhere, a big, huge, gigantic base somewhere, and have fun with my friends while doing it. This has all of that. Basic building could be a little bit better. The clipping is kind of all over the place, especially if you're kind of trying to build in a narrow area, but I think that's kind of a bug that can be worked out later on. As I said, this is early access and they're asking for feedback. I would say that the crafting kind of needs, when you're building an actual structure, the clipping could be worked on a little bit. Sometimes it kind of goes all over the place. But when it comes to crafting items, that's dead on. I really love it. I love that system. I love that, you pick up a new item, it'll unlock, 9 times out of 10, it will unlock a new recipe to build something. Then you take it a step further to an analyzer. If you go to an analyzer, the analyzer will analyze whatever item that you just picked up, or material, or whatever, and then it'll unlock more blueprints for things. Or if you do already have the blueprints unlocked, it will still give you raw science, which is a currency in game that allows you to buy more blueprints or more bonuses to what you can do. There's a lot of depth to the crafting, and there's tons of resources. I am constantly finding something new to scan and then build things out of. The list of tools and gear that you can make is super long, all of them having unique abilities. Like the armor sets, pretty much anything that you can kill, that you can collect pieces of, you can make an armor set out of it, and it will have a unique ability for each piece and a set bonus. Like if you make the ant armor, soldier ants won't attack you. If you make the acorn armor, then you get a big, huge health boost, like stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting. I haven't actually seen all of them because one of my biggest gripes, although the combat is fun when you're fighting little things like ants and larvae and other small things, everything else pretty much wipes the floor with you. I mean, especially when you're playing by yourself. I understand that this is a game that's for both single player and multiplayer, but if you're advertising for single player, it should be balanced. It's not balanced for single player. Don't get me wrong, you can still have fun in single player, but you have to be really careful and sometimes lucky. A lot of the kills that I've gotten on the bigger things is mostly up to luck. Maybe they got stuck on something, maybe it happened to get in the right position. Heck, even a ladybug has the potential to kill you if you don't have the right setup. Granted, like I said, if you got the better armors, it helps, but that's only even then for like I said, ladybugs, the mid-tier big ones. You get to the stink bugs, you get to the spiders, which there's 2 types. Those guys can still take you out really quickly, and it's instant. They see you, they come after you, which makes sense for the spiders, but everything else, the big beetles, the stink bugs, instant attack no matter what. They see you, you're in the area, they're coming, they're ramming you like a bull, and then doing whatever special attack they have. And you can go down pretty quickly. Not to mention, I like building, and you'll get to an area that's relatively calm, and you'll think comfortable, and you'll think, oh, okay, I can build here. And then while you're building, a wolf spider comes out of nowhere and kills you. It's not, you want that sense of tension when you build, when you're in the game. You want that sense of tension, but you still want to be able to make a safe point. You want to be like, okay, I can build here, then I can build in a much more dangerous area once I've built up my resources and my tools and my weapons, which there are a ton of, and some of them are pretty good, but they just don't do the damage they need to do. When you're fighting things one-on-one, you can get overwhelmed quickly because there are a lot of bugs everywhere, and it's like they're patrolling. Like, even in the startup area, you think the startup area would be safe. It's not. I've been killed by wolf spiders, big, huge mobs of larvae, because they will attack you pretty much instantly on sight too, but they're not that bad of a threat because they're small. But they'll, as soon as they see, like, I've been in areas I could have sworn were safe, and they weren't really safe. Like I said, it just needs a little bit of tuning with the difficulty. Just tune it just a little further down so that it's a little bit more manageable. I don't want it to be neutered, of course, because you want challenge, but I don't want to the point where if I come to a new area and I'm ready to explore it, but I look around and there's 5 spiders there, I might as well just turn around and walk away. I'm like, I'm gonna have to come back later. Hopefully there's not as many that spawn in, because there's just no way you're gonna kill 5 spiders. Maybe 1, even 2. But, it's just not plausible to try to go into that area. It's best to come back at a later time. And when you take the time to build some of the upgraded versions of the weapons, sometimes it just doesn't, like, there's a bow, an insect bow. Like, you have the normal version of something, then you have the insect version of something. That's the stronger version. Well, the insect bow is 10 times stronger than the normal bow, but it still takes forever to kill things with it that are bigger than an ant. Like, if you're fighting a spider with that bow, it's gonna take 15, maybe even more arrows to get that spider down. Meanwhile, it's coming after you. It's not like it's standing still. The only way it's gonna stop, like I said, it gets stuck. Now granted, there are a lot of glitches now since it is early access, so a big bug getting stuck in the terrain is actually something that happens a lot. But my problem is, once that's fixed, how do I take it out then? Eventually they're going to fix it. There goes my way of killing the spider or killing this big bug, which you have to do if you want the better gear. Everything is tied to going out, finding materials, or killing something and bringing back its pieces so that you can build the next step, which I like that. But I think the difficulty of fighting things needs to be tuned. Either you need to be tougher or they need to be a little bit weaker so that you have somewhat of a chance. If I walk upon a spider, I shouldn't just say, oh, I guess I'm respawning. Most of the time, that's what that is. So other than that, that's the only real gripe I have. The world is beautiful. There's a bunch of story. You can pretty much, when I first started, the map is a kind of tricky. When I looked at it, I thought it was small at first. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a small map, but it's not. The areas that aren't highlighted, you can still go to those areas and find stuff, and markers will pop up once you go there. So it's kind of like it tricks you at first. The map is huge. For a map that doesn't regenerate, like this is not a randomly spawning world. Everything's pretty much the same every time. But so far, I've done a couple playthroughs, I'm still finding new stuff. There's hidden secrets everywhere, hidden parts of the story. The story's not, that different than any other story. I haven't seen too much of it, but I've been finding it. It is interesting enough. They're not done with it. There's more to be coming, but I do look forward to that. Definitely recommend the game to pick up. I know right now on Xbox Game Pass, it's free, but I would say buy it. If you like survival games, I would still say buy it. Yes, it needs some tweaking, but this is really fun to play with friends. It's fun to play by yourself. It's just be prepared for the brutalness. And I do not recommend this if you have a fear of bugs or arachnophobia, because you're going to be up and close and personal with a lot of bugs, especially the spiders. That's like the favorite enemy they like to use. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this first impressions, why don't you leave a like or share or subscribe. Also hit that notification button, because we're going to be covering a lot of Grounded. I'm working on a couple other videos. Currently I'm working on a best place to build a base and a couple other hidden secret videos. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification button so you're alerted every time we make a video. Okay guys, I'm Average Arcader. Thanks for watching. I'll see you